everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name's Christina and today I have my third Shop My Stash video and it's been a while. I've definitely gone past the month time period mark that I usually do for my Shop My Stash videos and I am so ready to switch out the items in my everyday makeup bin because frankly I'm a little tired of what I've been using lately, so I'm definitely ready to change things up. Now if you like Shop My Stash videos, definitely give this video a thumbs up, and if you are enjoying my content then definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button. And now without further ado, I guess we'll just jump into changing out my everyday makeup stuff. So here we are at my everyday makeup drawer. I have all of my stuff. I have not cleaned this obviously. Oh, there's a nice pair of lashes down here, cool. But obviously have not cleaned this, it's just organically messy. So we are going to start with what is at the top. I did change some things out throughout the month because I did have the J1 Jelly Pack up here. I ended up putting in the Wet n Wild Photo Focus instead because I did finish that J1 Jelly Pack. I'm actually going to take that off. Another thing I added last month was the Ordinary Silicone Primer. I actually am going to take this out as well because it ended up breaking me out, so I'm not going to use that anymore. I'm probably going to give it to somebody. I also kept up my Mario Badescu sprays. I'm just going to move these over. I actually haven't been using these like at all. My rose water one isn't even opened yet. I just haven't been thinking of using them in the morning or at night lately. I don't know why, because I was definitely using them constantly before. I'm also going to keep up my Sally Hansen cuticle oil up here. I really need to get better about using that because my cuticles have been awful lately. I also have this Algenist Reveal Luminizing Drops, and as you can see, at least I think you can see, there is a little line there because it's been sitting here a while. I actually ended up not using this anymore. I'm going to go ahead and take that off and switch it out for something else this month. I'm going to keep my perfume up here. And then I also have my two Colourpop concealers that I threw up here. I'm going to leave these up here because they are almost finished and I am just determined to finish those. I've been using them as like eye primers and all of that. So those are going to stay because they are almost finished. So now we'll move on to this first drawer, which is like my lip products and my eyebrow product. So these two lipsticks are in my project pan. I'm gonna keep these, so I'm just gonna leave them right here. But these three products right here I added in last month, and honestly I didn't use this Colourpop lipstick at all. I only used the Buxom lip liner a couple times, and this Jaunty Blue I only used once. So I'm gonna take these out because I didn't really gravitate towards them very much. The other thing that's in here has been in here for a while. This is my Voluminous Mascara, or the Voluminous Superstar X Fiber Mascara. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out because it has been about 6 months that I've had this, and that's a little bit too long for mascara. And then my two brow products are the Tattoo Studio and the It Cosmetics Brow Power. These I'm going to keep in my drawer because I like using them. I'm just going to keep those until they run out, and then I'll put in a new brow product. So now that is everything in there, we'll move down to the next drawer, which is this one right here, and this is my cheek products and highlights and all of that. So I did end up adding a blush into my collection without you guys knowing. That is this Wet n Wild blush. This is one of the new baked blushes, and I featured it in my favorites video. As you can see, I used it a lot. I'm wearing it today. I just really like this blush, so I am going to keep this in here, I think. I honestly probably shouldn't because these other two blushes are my Project Pan blushes, and I really should just focus on those again. So actually, I'm going to take this one out because I have been able to use it for a while, but it's not my Project Pan, so I need to go back to doing Project Pan items. The other item in here is my Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Concealer. I freaking love this concealer. This is what I've been using to spot conceal, and basically for the last 2 months now, this is all I've been using on my face. I haven't been wearing foundation. Today is actually the first day I've worn foundation in like 2 months, but before I was just using this, so I am going to keep this because it's just such a good concealer for any blemishes and breakouts that I have, and I've just been loving it. Now for my highlights, these were the two highlights that I added in for this past month. I added in my Lorac Pirates of the Caribbean one, and I got a good bit of use out of that again, and then I also added in this Anastasia Amrezy highlight. I'm going to go ahead and take these two out because I would like to just throw in some new highlights to play with. And then there's the BareMinerals Illuminating Powder. This is my Project Pan, so I am going to just put that guy right back here in the back. Now we'll move down to my foundations. This is the everyday like stuff that doesn't get moved, and then here are all my foundations. So I will go ahead and take these two out. These are my Project Pan. I've only used them a couple times, unfortunately. Then the other foundation I have in here is my Clinique Beyond Perfection, which is actually what I'm wearing today, and it's like the first time I've used it this whole time. But I'm gonna go ahead and take this guy out. I'm also going to take out the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Foundation. I actually don't like this foundation as much as the concealer. It oxidizes to a weird orangey color on me. I'm also gonna go ahead and take out my Pro Glow because I haven't been using it, and that's it. So I guess we'll put in some new foundations. foundations. I really haven't been wearing foundation very much, so we may not. I'm not sure yet. And now we'll move down to this bottom drawer, which is my eyeshadows. So most of this stuff in here is Project Pan, but the items that I added in were this Bad Habit Royals palette. I've actually been wearing this a lot lately, and I really like it. I have a lot of other eyeshadows, so I'm gonna go ahead and take this guy out. The Lorac is Project Pan, Makeup Geek is Project Pan, and TooFaced is Project Pan, so I'm just gonna put those to the side. The other palette that I had in here this month was the Colourpop Semi Precious palette. I actually used this one a lot as well, and I also really liked it, but again, gonna take it out for this month. And then this Colourpop Super Shock shadow is in my Project Pan, so that's gonna stay. But these two I used a couple times, and I'm gonna go ahead and take those out. And then the Urban Decay All Nighter Spray always stays down here. I actually haven't used it in a while, but it is always in there. So that is with my drawers completely cleaned out. I'm gonna go ahead and put away these other items, and then we'll hop over into my makeup drawers and start picking out new things to put in there. Okay, so here we are over at my makeup collection. This is where I keep my foundations and my primers. And I think for this month I want to pull out a primer that's still open. I do have a lot of new ones back there still in boxes, but I want to try and keep using some that I've already started using. So then I'm going to pull out this Dr. Brandt Pores No More Luminizing Primer. I remember liking this, but I really didn't play with it too much. I believe it came in a BoxyCharm, so I'm going to throw this into my primers for this month. And I think that actually might be it. I ended up not using primers too often, so I think I'm just going to throw that one in for now, see how much use I can get out of it. And then as far as foundations, I actually don't think I'm going to pull any of my liquid foundations, just because I haven't wanted to wear liquid foundations lately. And if I really want to, I can wear my Project Pan one, so I'm just not going to pull a liquid foundation. I am, however, going to move us over to my other drawer right here. This is my IT Cosmetics Celebration Foundation Powder Foundation, and as you can see, I've used it a good bit. I am going to go ahead and throw this in for this month because I feel like I'll probably want to wear powder foundations more than I want to wear liquid ones, so I'm going to go ahead and throw that guy in. And then as far as other stuff, I do have some mascaras down here. I have two that are unopened that I would like to play with, and I think I'm gonna go with the Tarte's Lights, Cameras, Lashes mascara. I got this during the 21 days sale at Ulta, and I haven't obviously opened it yet, so I'm gonna throw that one in for this month. I may actually take it back. I'm gonna throw in the IT Cosmetics CC cream for one of my foundations this month, because again, I may not wear, you know, liquid foundations very often, but this might be a good one to also throw in, so I'll put that in the pile. And then as far as highlights, I have a few over here, but I don't really want to use any of these, so I think I may end up using some over in this other drawer. So in this drawer, I have eyeshadow palettes, bronzers, contour, I have highlights. I think over here I have some highlights in this. I really wanted to keep playing with this Physicians Formula Butter highlight. I really like this. I've hit pan on it. Honestly, I have been wearing this one a lot lately. It wasn't even in my drawer, like my everyday drawer, but I kept pulling it out to play with it. So I'm gonna pull this guy out, keep playing with it. And then I think I'll throw in Fuego from the Desi Katie Dose of Colors collab from last year. I think I'm gonna throw this in because look at this. And then for bronzing, I actually didn't tell you guys, I finished up my butter bronzer. So I don't have a bronzer right now, so I think I might actually pull out this Cheekathon Benefit palette and start using Hoola again. I do need to make sure I'm not trying to use the blushes, but I think I will pull this palette out for Hoola. That way I have a bronzer to use, and it will give me a nice little change from using the butter bronzer, which I've been using non-stop. And then for the fun part, I think for eyeshadows, I don't want to pull into any of these. I actually have a new palette drawer. So I actually have all of these new eyeshadow palettes that I would love to play with this month. I'm just not sure which one I want to use. These are all neutrals, and this is obviously a mauve palette. But I think I want to go with the Milani Bold Obsessions palette. Pull this palette out, and that's going to be the palette that I add this month. I don't think there's any other ones that I want to. Actually, just kidding. I am going to add in these two Wet n Wild mini palettes as well, because these came out with a new line, and I want to play with these some more, so I'm also going to pull these out. So actually, guys, that is everything that I need to pull. So we're going to go back to my little everyday makeup drawer and put everything in, and that will be it. Okay, guys, so we're back. So as for what we need to put on my everyday makeup drawer is I need to start with my primer. So my primer always goes on top. We may just lay him down. So the only thing I added up here, I didn't add any lip colors because honestly I'm not wearing them that much. I really need to start focusing on my Project Pan. The only thing I'm adding is the Tarte's mascara, which I guess I should open it, shouldn't I? I'm gonna throw that up here. I won't have room for this palette anywhere else, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw this guy up top as well, because really that's the only place it's gonna fit. It's too big to fit anywhere. Then as far as this drawer are my two highlights, so both of these are gonna go over here. Then we'll move on to foundation. The only thing we're adding are these two guys, both of them at Cosmetics. Did not plan that. Didn't realize I did that. And then this last drawer. So this is my eyeshadows. So we are going to be adding these two Wet n Wild quads. And then we're also going to throw in this new Milani Bold Obsessions palette. Like, look at that. I am super excited to play with this. So I'm going to be adding this guy in. There we go. Alright guys, so here is my everyday makeup drawer now for the rest of June. I will probably update this sooner because I found myself getting really bored with my last one really quickly. But as of now, this is everything that we're going to be using for the next month, and I'm excited to try some new products, have some new things to play with. I know it's really minimal, but my makeup has been so minimal lately that this just seems appropriate. This just seems like what's going to work well for me right now. And yeah, so that is everything. Hopefully you guys liked this video, and I hope I will see you guys in my next Shop My Stash video. Bye!